Hey, it's Jess, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing something a little bit new and hopefully exciting. I wanted to try out the Sims tree. Now, I've tried it out before on my own, but didn't get very far because I kind of found it limited. So I want to test those limits today with a very, very complicated family tree, to put it bluntly. This is a huge family. This is not one that I've played with on my channel. I've had this family for years and years. It's one I play offline. And I wanted to try and build this family tree. Now, in the past, I have built this family tree in like a Google drawing. I don't know. It's not the best. So I would like to be able to complete this beautiful family tree in the Sims tree and see the limits to it. And you can also see from here, I don't have Pro, so I'm doing this all on the free version. And maybe if I really like it, I'll upgrade to Pro. It's pretty cheap. So this is like an unbiased view of this website, because I feel like most videos I've seen of it on YouTube are all like sponsored by the Sims tree. So I'm going to give a very blunt, honest review of the Sims tree family tree app, and we're just going to yap about this family because they have a lot of lore and they're kind of crazy and also about life. So from here you can see I have not added anything to the family tree yet. I have named the family tree. It is the Reinhardt family, and this is my founder, which we will be seeing soon. Now, Sims. I wasn't going to sit here and do all of the Sims like on camera, because as you can see, there's many of them. Yeah, there's a lot of Sims in this family. So I just decided to leave the founders and their 5 children, and we will be doing those together. So let's start with my founder. Her name was, and I say was because she is dead now, Paige Aragon. I think she's been on my channel before, but just like in a short. I like did her life story in a short. It was fun. So Paige Aragon, female. She's sadly dead. She is a person, and her character traits, I believe she was vegetarian and family oriented and creative. Oh, no, thank you. And her aspiration is big, happy place, happy family. Okay, now I add a bunch of these additional fields. So what I'm going to do is pull from, like, anyone's okay. So I'll just do Rose. And you'll see here, under life stage, she was an elder when she died. She's Caucasian, she is straight. She has lived in San Myshuno, and when I play this, I like keep in mind what real world place I think it is. So San Myshuno and Willow Creek were the 2 places she lived in her life. There's a little spoiler for you. Cause of death was just old age. And that's all our information. I'm not going to do descriptions quite yet. Maybe I can do that in the future, but there's so many Sims here, it's just not going to happen. Now, for our picture, you get to see my very cluttered screenshot folder. But we have Paige here. She's so cute and pretty, and I love her. And I'm going to try and get a good crop on this the first time, so I don't have to come back and do it later. Maybe like that. Sure. Okay. Yes, Paige was my founder, and like her life was pretty normal. One thing I'm not adding to this family tree is a bunch of like the relationships where they did not end up with that person, because quite frankly, I've been playing this for a long time and I did not save my Sims back then, so I don't like have any of the other men she dated before she found her husband. That's just not something I have access to, so I'm not even going to try to recreate them from memory. That's just a whole headache. So now we will go to her husband, who is the namesake of this family, which is the Reinhardt family, and his name is Spencer. So he, Mel, please, is also dead. He was active, family oriented, and ambitious, with the successful lineage aspiration. Okay. And then again, we will copy from, I wonder if I could copy, do I have to scroll all the way down? Load all of these Sims. Okay, copy from page. Elder, Caucasian, straight, lived in San Myshuno and Willow Creek. Business manager, old age, perfect. Nope, I forgot to add his photo. I'm currently doing their eldest child. Her name is Taylor. All their kids have like kind of unisex names. That is not what I meant to do. So Taylor is the eldest. She's definitely got like the older sister energy, very like outgoing, but more on the serious side, if that makes sense. And I did this wrong. Can't take me anywhere, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna do a random person. Rose again. She is currently an elder, still alive though. Let me make sure. Yes, still alive. Caucasian, straight. She was born actually in San Myshuno, and she's lived in San Myshuno, Willow Creek, and finally Newcrest, which I have deemed as Virginia. Her career was also the same as her dad, so a business manager. But I think it was actually a social media manager. That might have been it. And cause of death is not applicable because she's still alive. My baby. She's really close to death though. I think she's like 7 days away, like a week away. And I keep forgetting to do the picture. She is super pretty. Oh, that is not what I wanted. And she actually had quite the funny story growing up. As a teen, she fell in love with her now husband, but her best friend was dating him. But it turned out her best friend was only dating him because she was dating the guy her best friend liked. So they ended up in adulthood like switching partners. And that was my cute little storyline for her. We are not including her ex-boyfriend, as I said. No one they did not end up with is going to be on here, or else I'd have way too many Sims. Way too many. And I cannot deal with that at the moment. So we're just going to deal with how it is. So our next child is also a girl. They have mostly girls, you'll see. And her name is Harper, again with the unisex names. Reinhardt, female, alive. Character traits. Oh man, I think she was a foodie, active, and loves the outdoors. And her aspiration was bodybuilder. She was like the tomboy kid, only wears like shorts and pants and very simple clothing, has short hair, did all the sports growing up, did not want to like wear dresses or go to any parties, stuff like that. She was very much like a jock. Caucasian, straight. I mean, she might have been bi, but I don't know. She ended up with a guy, so what can I say? She was born in San Myshuno, lived in Willow Creek, but not in Newcrest. She actually currently lives in Oasis Springs, which I have deemed as Colorado. Fantastic. And she was a botanist. Her story was actually quite another funny story. Her husband, who she ended up marrying, he was just like a guy I thought was cute. And I'm like, they're the same age. He's on the basketball team. And they didn't really like each other at first, but then they grew to love each other, etc., etc. It turns out her husband was the son of Paige, my founder's best friend when she was a young adult. I did not plan this. Paige, my founder, lost touch with her best friend after she moved out of San Myshuno. So the fact that Harper somehow ended up marrying Paige's best friend's son is crazy to me. But it all worked out well, right? Now the next kids, two of them, child 3 and child 4, are twins, and the eldest of the twins is Bailey. Bailey is the one and only boy that Paige and Spencer had. I actually kept trying until they got a boy, and then once they got the boy within these twins, I was like, okay, fantastic. I am not going to have any more children. You will see what happens when child 5 shows up. But Bailey was self-assured. I don't know why I'm saying was. He's still alive and well. A bookworm and a genius. He was like the really smart kid out of all of them, and he had the academic aspiration. He was my first sim ever in all of the sims to go to university. I loved playing with him at university. He ended up dating Lilith Pleasant, who again will sadly not be on the family tree, but she was there in his life. And he actually left his first girlfriend to be with Lilith, and then Lilith kind of like ruined his entire life for a bit. On brand, right? And then finally he ended up with his now wife after much hardship in his life. Never lived in San Myshuno, but did live in Willow Creek, followed by Brightchester for university, obviously. And he went to Foxbury, which I've deemed as the Kent area of England. And finally, he's currently living in Brindleton Bay, which is Connecticut. And he is a vet. And I love him for it. It's one of my favorite, active careers. If you can call it an active career. I mean, it is. You make money off of it. Because the animals are so cute and I just want to help them feel better. So yeah, there's my boy. He had his bad boy arc with Lilith. So he looks very sweet and very cute in the image I took of him up here. He looks adorable, and he's always adorable soft boy, except for when he was with Lilith and he got a tattoo, and I think he had a nose piercing at some point. So he had his bad boy arc, and he's so adorable. Now, I know you shouldn't pick favorite children, but this next one is my favorite child. Don't tell any of the others. It's not important, but Samantha or Sammy, usually what she goes by, is my favorite of the children. And she is, I think, an art lover, gloomy, and creative. She is the artist of the family, kind of the black sheep. And she is the second of the twins, so Bailey is her twin brother. She's also very smart. What is this? Painter extraordinaire? There we go. Something like that. And she is actually the only one of the children to not be straight. She is lesbian and she is an icon, and I adore her, basically. I do love her. She went directly to San Myshuno and has not left, so she's been living in New York ever since she was maybe 20. And she is a freelance graphic designer. And my girl, she's not straight, has the prettiest wife. I don't know how this happened. I don't know what was going on in the gene pool of this save. But there was a randomly generated townie with parents and such, and she is genuinely the prettiest sim that has ever existed. in any single one of my saves, and I didn't even make her. I did not make her. I did not touch her. I did not touch her face. I've not touched her face. So when I show you her, like, that's just how she looks. Anyways, this is Samantha. Isn't she cool? I decided to go with her natural hair color, which is blonde. She's the only one of the children to not have brown hair. And usually she dyes it. She usually has like pink, blue, red, colorful hair, often black as well. But I wanted to go natural with her since we're doing this family tree. So here is Sammy in all her beautiful glory, the black sheep, the like edgy one of the family, and she is so cute. Okay, now we will go on to the last child, who was an unplanned child. And I don't mean unplanned for like the parents, I mean unplanned for me. My Sims, Paige and Spencer, they were 3 days away from aging up into elders when Paige got pregnant with Alex. I'm not kidding, 3 days away from elderhood, and Paige got pregnant without my permission. I don't even know how this happened because I didn't really have many mods back then when Alex was born. So I have like no idea what was going on with the game, if I accidentally hit something, but she got pregnant at like probably in her 60s. I mean, maybe 60s is stretching it, but like late 50s. She was old. And then I think she's a super parent. I think she had an aspiration before this, but I really cannot remember what it was. It might have been, I think it was soulmate, and then her soulmate kind of broke her heart. So she ended up switching to super parent and being really like there for her child. Her kid, Leia, was a teen pregnancy. So she had a rough time of it. And like the guy she got pregnant with, let's just say not the best guy when he was a teenager. He had a few issues, but he's gotten better and they're actually together now. So that's nice. Let's get rid of this. She's only ever lived in Willow Creek. She lives in her mom and dad's house now that they've passed. And she is a fashion designer. She actually owns her own like fashion business. So that is my lovely Alex. And again, I forget to add the image in. This is a really attractive family, by the way. I mean, it's The Sims and it's me, and I can't exist in The Sims without all my Sims looking great. So that's my problem. They did not used to look like this though. Let me say that. This is very heavily edited and using my new CC. When I first played with this family, I was using Alpha CC. In fact, the entire time I've played with this family, I have used Alpha CC, so I had to give them an entire Maxis Match makeover, and it was so fun looking back at all these Sims and just like giving them makeovers and giving them outfits that I never would have had access to previously. So that being said, we have finished all of our characters. I forgot to show the pets as well. We have 2 cats. Sadly, Bailey, our resident vet, he had 2 more dogs, but they're dead now, and going into my save, there's no way for me to get them back. I never saved them to the gallery. But now we can go into our Reinhardt family tree dynasty, and we can start testing the limits of free Sims tree. So I don't know how to do this. Do I go here? Yes. Okay. So we start, of course, with Paige. Now, one of my first like qualms, I suppose, with Sims tree is that you can only have like the one founder and their partner or partners. And I do find that a little limiting, to be honest. I kind of wish you could have like these 2 and then maybe another here and another here, and then maybe 2 of their kids get married. I really do wish that, especially when we get to like Harper. But anyway, we are starting with Paige and Spencer here. Our Reinhardt family tree is starting. I want to add a sim here. I can add here, but I can't add here. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I know you can like make an external family tree. So if I wanted like Spencer's parents and his siblings, or like her siblings or whatever, I could add an external family tree. But I just want everyone on one family tree. So that's one like big issue I have with the Sims tree. Anyway, here is Taylor. We're gonna just add all of the kids first. So we have 5 little babies, my cute little babies. Taylor and Harper. Look how cute. They look so good all laid out like this. And Bailey, Sam. Another thing I will say here, I really do wish you could add like maybe a line here that indicates that these two are twins, because you know that's available in other types of family trees. So I do wish, especially since we have multiple sets of twins in this family alone, that you could specify that. But who needs it, right? So now we will go in with Taylor's husband, who I did talk about like their life briefly. They're like the classic like high school sweetheart couple, like got married, had kids, a wonderful family. That's their vibe. Like very successful, very classic. Harper, with her partner, Troy. Oh, sorry if you could hear my phone buzz. They had a less traditional high school sweetheart romance where she got pregnant almost as soon as high school ended, ran away from home, did a shotgun wedding, had their kid, and it was a lot. Later on, they were able to have like a better wedding with all of their kids there and their family, and it was very fun and very cute. But Taylor had a lot of issues with Harper because of that. She's more traditional, and she was like, I'm the eldest sister. I was supposed to get married first. I was supposed to have kids first. And then you go over and like get knocked up and have a shotgun wedding and don't invite anyone. So they had some tension there for a little while. Now, Bailey here, again, with Lilith for a little bit, but he ended up with Molly Peterson, who is so cute and sweet, and I adore her. I don't think she's wearing glasses here, but she usually does wear glasses. She is literally so adorable. She pulled him out of the depths of Lilith Pleasant, who did kind of ruin his life for a bit. And she is, I think, a family lawyer. So she deals with like divorces, custody, like foster children. Great person. So sweet. I forgot to mention Troy. He's like a party animal, a bit of a bad boy. He's a bodybuilder or a personal trainer. Harvey, a weird dude. He likes sports, probably did football, but ended up being an art magazine columnist. So yeah, he's a little strange. Molly went to university with Bailey, so that's how they met. But strangely enough, Molly and Harvey were in the same foster home when they were children. I think he was likely a child when he went into the foster home, and Molly was a toddler. But they do have that relation, which is kind of strange. Kind of strange. Now, my love, my beauty, the one I've been hyping up too much, Gwendolyn. I need to turn off so I can make her larger for you. Look how pretty she is. She is literally so gorgeous. I don't even know what to do with myself. Here's all her information. She is a concert pianist. She's like gloomy and lonely, but they are the cutest couple ever. Gwendolyn was Samantha's only friend growing up. Again, Samantha was a bit of a like black sheep. Sammy didn't have any friends. Even though she did well in school, she was still an outcast. So Gwendolyn was her only friend growing up. And then as a teenager, Samantha started having feelings for her and didn't really know what to do about them. And when they were young adults, she was still living with her parents, and they started a secret relationship. She didn't want to come out yet because she did not know how her parents would take it. She was the first not straight one in her family. So she was very scared, but they came out. They had a huge coming out party. It was really fun. Now, Alex, my love, my accidental baby that I did not want, but I adore now. Alton, you can see the type of guy he is. Yeah, he used to be a serial romantic, but now he is like, he wants to have a soulmate, which is really cute. They're starting to get back together. I don't know why I did partner. I might need to delete him now because of that. I did not mean to do partner. I wanted to do X. Because they're not technically back together yet, so X. There we go. And this is our beautiful family tree so far. Now the main thing in this part of the family that is going to annoy me. 1, you can't have twins. 2, I really wish I could add Troy's parents without it being like, oh, go in here, add his parents that way. Or this part, which is going to be a lot. I have to go to Alton and somehow figure out, maybe under friends. No, I have to do it through his kid. Okay. Anyways, look how big our family is already. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Let's start with Taylor's family tree and go with her 3 children. She has 3 beautiful children, all starting with the name A. And I think Adrian is the eldest. Adrian Jansen. Cutie. He has a partner. He's an adult. And his partner's name, I am blanking on, it's Luis. Luis Goth. And they are gay. Obviously, our first gay. Lesbian here, gay here, and they are so cute. Yes, I somehow ended up with the Goth family on my tree. Don't ask me how. But he did, and this one is important, have a fling? How would I do this? Engaged, divorced, ex, flirt? Maybe a custom. No. Oh, I don't know what to do. Let's do ex or flirt. I don't know if that's quite the right word, but flirting with, I don't know her name, Rara Missapika. I'm actually going to delete him real quick because I want him to be on bottom. So, okay, don't ask me why I laughed. Do not ask me why I laughed. All I'm going to say is he's definitely on bottom. It added him to the top anyways. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Another thing I wish I could change, but their story. Let me tell you. So, Louise, my love, my baby boy, he ended up being a dad when he was 17 with a woman who was 40. Not my doing, by the way. The Sims game's doing. We'll say 18. Maybe he was 18. But you get the picture, right, of what my game did. So my poor baby boy, as a gay man, yeah. And Adrian, when he found out, was really upset. They were not together yet. Adrian's a bad person, by the way. I'm just going to put that out there right now. I mean, he's not bad. He's just done, like, interesting things. Things he probably shouldn't have done. Okay. But Adrian, my love, was really upset because he thought Luis liked him. He thought Luis was gay. And he's, like, feeling very betrayed. And decided, like the idiot he was, that he would get back at Louise by sleeping with their male woman, Rara, a one night stand. And it ended up resulting in a kid. Also, by the way, a gay man. At this point, he did not know the situation. All he knew was that Louise had a kid and didn't tell him. That's it. He did not know about the trauma that my boy went under. But yeah, Adrian's not my favorite person. I love him though. Still love him. Rara is also really pretty. So I mean, I'd also switch too if I was normally gay for her. Yeah, so they have 2 kids. One is Louise's like biological child and one is Adrian's. That was a lot. Okay. We'll come back to them later. We will now go to baby number 2, which is Abigail, my baby, who ended up with Jalen, I think is his name. Yes, Jalen Kim. Abigail is a big like nature freak. She loves the planet. In high school, she ran like the environmental club, and now she's an environmental conservationist in Sulani. She loves her life there. She's a very, very much a free spirit. Speaking of which, they are just, I guess partners is right. I've been doing this wrong the whole time. Spouse. So these 2 are just partners. They have no plans to get married. That's just kind of the vibes that they give. Jalen is a surfer. Honestly, their story isn't the most interesting. Not too much drama. They're just kind of like chill, which is cool. Her best friend is a mermaid, which we don't need to go into. And then the last one, Aria, my sweet, and her girlfriend, which is going to be under partner, Spencer. You will notice 2 things if you are eagle-eyed. One has the same name as her grandpa, which is interesting. 2, Sparia. If you're a Pretty Little Liars fan, there's a very specific reason why I made this coupling. But yes, Aria is like a very creative, very ambitious person. She's an interior designer in San Myshuno. She loves politics. She's very engaged. Spencer is super smart, super athletic, very confident. And you know, actually right now, I don't think they're partners. I think they're flirting. So they flirted a few times. She hasn't yet realized that she's bi, so that's where their relationship is at. And that is the 3rd generation under Taylor, and I guess we can call this the Jansen line of our family tree. Now we will go to the Kobayashi line of our family tree. So my beauty Harper only has 2 children. Bless, less work for me. The eldest is Rowan, who is the first of the 3rd generation. Look at his cute little face. And he does have a wife. What is her name? It is Ilana. And do we see her? I need to make her even larger because look at her. Another sim where I'm like, gorgeous. But I did kind of switch her up a bit. So that's on me. But I didn't switch her up too much. And she just looks like that. She's just that pretty. Their relationship was also really cute. Their story. He was like a very large child, which is hard for him when both of his parents are like, one, a health freak. She's into nature. She's a botanist. She's really into healthy food and working out. And then his dad's literally a personal trainer. So to be a chubbier kid was really hard for him. He got bullied for it quite a bit. But Ilana was his friend the entire time. She really, really liked him, had a crush on him even when he was larger. So when he started high school, he was large, but by the time he ended high school, he had worked out a lot and started like focusing on his body, his health, and he looks really good. You can't really see it here, but he's jacked. Maybe not as much as his dad, but he's there. He's a soccer player, so I guess she's more on the lean side, but he is a cutie. And the thing is, when he first lost that weight and became more quote unquote attractive, he ended up with the most popular girl in school, and he was really happy, except she didn't really like him for him. But Ilana always did, so they ended up together, and they're really cute, and I love them, and they're adorable, and I'll stop gushing about them now, but they're one of my favorite couples. Okay, now, I think Phoenix. Are you not going to show me here? There we go. Phoenix Kobayashi, adorable. She had similar issues to Rowan, but not the same. I don't know what I'm saying. She grew up very shy and very self-conscious, but not because she was large, but because she was super, super thin. So she felt almost like that skeleton. She got bullied for being way too thin. And she was super shy. She had no friends. And she's still kind of working through that. I don't know why I've made them partners again. Oh, that's right. I've made them partners. That is correct. Sorry. And she had a hard time of it. And she's still quite shy, but she's learned to like herself a lot more and be more confident, which is amazing, with her brother's help, of course. And she is a professional figure skater, and she figure skates in a duo team with Daiki Miyazawa. Okay, forgive me if I pronounce that incorrectly. But he is originally from Japan. He moved to Oasis Springs to be her partner when she was a teenager. That's when they started working together. And then they have moved to Germany together to study and practice and do a bunch of cool things with figure skating. So that is them. And I love them. They're adorable. So that is our Kobayashi line of this family tree. Now my beauty, Bailey, being the man, he keeps the Reinhardt family name, which is amazing. So this is our Reinhardt family line. Beautiful, fun, adorable. And he has had 3 children. And this is where we get more twins. Yay! We have Honor, Reinhardt, and Liberty Reinhardt, which are our twins, and they could not be more opposite from each other. Very, very much so. So Honor is very outgoing, very friendly. She is actually inspired by Lorelai Gilmore from Gilmore Girls. If you are familiar with that show, I know many of you are. And so she is that character. And this is her ex-boyfriend, Liam Vanderbilt, who is inspired by Christopher. She is currently 16. Both of them are. So you can probably tell where in the storyline I am with Honor at this point. But she's amazing. She's cute. Liberty is very serious. Honestly, not my favorite sim ever. I still love her. Don't get me wrong. She's still my baby, but she's very serious and a very jealous sim. She's very jealous of her sister for her boyfriend, for her life. Obviously not for the teen pregnancy. That's going to happen in a bit here, but yeah, Liberty, she's an interesting sim to play with for sure. She's very academic, very, very smart. Kind of has a stick up her butt, honestly. And then our last little baby here is Valor Reinhardt, who, honestly, he might be the youngest of the 3rd generation. I can't quite remember, but he is just newly a teenager. So that is the Reinhardt. And now we get to Samantha and Gwendolyn Chandran, and they start the Chandran family line. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. And they have 2 children. So the first child, what is his name? I think it's Raphael. Yes, Raphael was adopted by them. He is so handsome, by the way. He's a player, he's a dealer, a criminal, basically. Yeah, he's an interesting guy for sure. He has had a lot of different girlfriends. We're not adding them to the family tree. No, no boo. Once you find yourself a forever girl, she can be added here. Okay, my love? And then next we have Elise, who, like, I try to play my games more realistically, but I needed a genetic combination of them too. So I used cheats to make it so these two women could have a genetic child together. And she is so pretty, and she is the complete opposite to her mother's. She is not creative at all. She's very perfectionistic, very clean, very neat. Everything needs to be perfect. I imagine she has OCD. She wants to be a doctor in the future. So she's a teen now. He's an adult, young adult, by the way. They adopted him when he was a kid. Anyway, she is a teen, almost going to be aging up, and she wants to be a doctor and go to university. She's a fun sim. I like playing with her. She's very sweet too, very girly. The complete opposite of her mother's, but that's like the fun part of it, isn't it? She does not have a boyfriend, so no one to add here. And now we get to a very messy part. Alex has one kid. So why am I adding two? You'll see. Okay. Alex has Leia, who she had with Alton. But we are also going to add another member here, Aaron Hawthorne, who is Leia's half brother. So I think I need to go through here. Aaron, his parent is not Alex, but rather Alton and Rose Hawthorne. Now, we can see here, Rose was Alex's best friend. And you might see now, Alton knocked up Alex. When she got pregnant, he freaked and then started dating her best friend and married her. And now she's dead. She was #killed. And Aaron actually wants to be a police officer in the future to kind of solve her killing, because he did really love his mom. She was a good mom. She was not a great person. You know, she's a mean, snob, romantic, villainous Valentine. But, you know, it was his mom. So this is where I wish I could add here, connected to Alton, Rose, and have them have the child. So it didn't look like these two had these two children, because they only had Leia. Now I get you can do this, and it shows, well, Alton is his parent, and here Alex is her parents. We can actually show two. I wish it automatically did that, but I just wish we could see Rose here on the family tree. Anyways, that is our third generation. Now we are going down to our fourth and last generation in this family tree, starting with this mess. Again, here I wish I could add his partner to the tree, like maybe have him go off here and then be connected to a partner here and then this here. That's what I wish. Anyways, we want to add two children here. The first of which is going to be the eldest, who is someone, Braden Goth. Okay. And if you can tell from his name already, his parent is not Adrian. That's his stepdad. His parent is Luis. And the bane of my existence, terrible, horrible Jasmine Scott. Not even going to, not under friend. No, not a friend. We are not friends with that woman. Parent, sadly. And we're just not going to talk about it again, because she does not deserve being talked about. Yeah, okay. But next is going to be Cherish. Cherish, yes, that's her name. I know, believe me. And her mother is obviously Rara. And look at that there. So now I can go like this, boom, this, boom. Wonderful. Now, Abigail and Jalen do have kids. They have 2 children, and I think she might be pregnant with her 3rd. So there's that to look forward to, I guess. And they are both toddlers. We have Dakota Kim and August Kim. Because they haven't had much of a life so far, there's not much story for them. Kind of the same with Brayden and Cherish, except they're both like very mean, popular kids. They're like the mean kids, kind of bullies as well. I mean, look at the parental situation going on. I don't really blame them. And then Arya has no children. Rowan has 2 kids, twins. Again, I wish you could specify twins here, but sadly that's not the case. So we want to add, where are they? Julissa and Elijah, who are twins. I don't know what is happening. Julissa and Elijah Kobayashi, they're cute. They actually do have quite a bit of storyline. So Julissa here is like a tomboy. And I'm using air quotations because in actuality, I'm planning for Julissa to transition and use he, him pronouns. But at the current moment, obviously, Julissa is a child, so we're not doing that quite yet. But that is the plan for the future, and they will explore that more when they're a teenager. But right now, Julissa is like in like the Mama Scouts, I think is what you call them in The Sims. Always outdoors, has like a huge frog collection. Doesn't really do well in school. That is Julissa. Elijah is very much like the very shy kid. He's super cute and he wants to be an actor. But since he's so shy, he gets a lot of stage fright. So he's working through that. But the plan will be that he becomes a famous actor in Hollywood. And that is his future story. So he's in theater right now. Phoenix, no children yet. Honor. Wait, I need to make sure. Yes, okay. Honor has 1 child, even though she's still a child. Oh my gosh. And that is going to be baby Nori Reinhardt. If you can tell, Honor, she named her kid Honor, but the nickname is Nori. Rory, you can see where I'm coming from, right? And none and none. Oh my gosh, that's the end. We finished our family tree. That didn't take quite long. I thought it would take longer. Again, I'm going to go over my gripes right now. Okay. I don't love this stacking. I wish you could have it spread out, kind of like one on this side, one on this side. If there was more, I can see why that's a little difficult to do. But just one gripe I have. I don't like that you can't add partners for the partners, you know? And like kids for the partners that aren't related to someone who is directly descended from the founder of Gen 1. I don't like that you can't specify who the twins are. But overall, I had a really fun experience. I liked being able to talk to you all about this crazy family and the crazy stuff that goes on in their lives and the points they are at now, and show off my favorite Sims 4 family. I adore this family. I've played on Long Lifespan. So this is only 4 generations, but it's all on Long Lifespan. I've played so much of this family. I adore them. I've done so many storylines and it's so much fun. I highly recommend you create a family like this where it starts with one person and then all their kids have kids and you play with every single sim. It becomes a little overwhelming at times, but it's really worth it. It's really fun. And I liked being able to put it down on the family tree. I think this is enough for me. I'm not too tempted to try Pro. I know that if you try Pro, you get access to the diary. You can add gallery pictures, add more stuff. But I think the main thing is that you can't add a dynasty without going pro. That is one thing that maybe would make me want to try it, but this is the only family where I really have a huge family tree that I want to map out. Maybe as we continue with my Let's Plays and get further into the generations, I could start making family trees for them and putting those out publicly for you guys to see as we like continue to look back on. I think that's fun. So that would be a possibility where I try pro. And again, it's only like I think 24 month. I have a discount code in right now for some reason from Rosanna. I think that's a Sims YouTuber I watch. Who knows? But it's not expensive for like a year. So we'll see. Maybe in the future. But for now, we're going to leave off my wonderful Reinhardt family here. My sweet little babies. I have so much attachment to every single sim on this family tree. So much attachment. And with all that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe if you liked this video. Peace and love. Bye.